Boz.
Has spoken.
Welcome to the Land of Boz with Jeff Bosley.
Hey, what is up, everyone? Welcome to the Land of Boz for a Monday, February 18th, episode 5-1. We're still alive and trucking with co-host and fancy equipment. Morning, co-host Scott.
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm lovely. I can't complain.
Fantastic.
I can't complain. This is the part where, even though Scott and I do a pre-show chat, I basically just am about to undo everything I told you, Scott, because we can't act like it's Monday right now, because I want to ask about your weekend.
It's still technically the weekend.
Yeah, a little reveal behind the curtain, but yeah. What? How was your day? You and I were supposed to actually do something today, and I didn't. I bailed.
Yeah, we were supposed to get some brunch this morning, but homie had to cancel, which is cool. You know, These things happen. I just ended up sleeping for an extra hour, and then I started crushing my to-do list. Yeah, as I usually do.
Yeah, same. I know it's stupid because I don't know if this is a good thing when, like when you get on a set sleep pattern, your body ideally, or they say this, that whoever they are, your body will wake you up. And for some odd reason, my body the last couple of nights, even though I went to bed too late, my body has been waking me up at my typical 3 a.m. alarm. So it's very frustrating.
Yeah, that'll get under your skin.
But it was one of those good work to-do list days for sure. So worked out 4 a.m., which is amazing on a Sunday. It's the apocalypse in the gym. However, I won't turn this into as everybody knows, and Scott, I'm sure you do know, but it will be a segment, some here and there. I do a fitness segment, and 9 times out of 10, it turns into a fitness bitch session. So I won't do it if that's the case, because that is not motivating. But a little baby fitness bitch session is apparently on Sundays, even though the gym is empty. That also is when the D-bags conglomerate in mass to powerfully F up the entire gym. This was, some dudes was in the middle of using a machine, or like a squat rack, and I went up to it because you never know if anybody's done because nobody puts their stuff away. I walk up to it and he goes, "Oh, I'm using that." I was like, "Cool." He goes, "You can have it after I'm done with one set." I stood there and waited, and he goes, "All right, it's all yours," and just walks away. All the weights there, all these apparatus things he'd had under the squat rack, and he just walks away. And I was embarrassingly so shocked I couldn't say anything or confront him. I just sat there and boiled in anger.
What a crap head.
And I've told Scott this, I've said this before, I want to make it just so I can run around with a video camera and just put this in people's face and go live on YouTube and go like, "Hey, welcome everyone, I'd like you to meet this a-hole. Why can't you put your stuff away?" But it's not the world I live in.
Did no one ever teach you manners? Do you not know how to clean up after yourself? What are you, a child?
Exactly.
You're a grown man.
So
Pick up after yourself, you fool.
Yeah. And the second thing I want to do when I make it is open up my own private gym where there is no there's no strike 2 or 3. You screw up, you're out. You don't put anything away, your gym membership is revoked violently.
Yeah, mess them up.
So that's
Life
that.
Lessons.
I guess we can get into the show proper, unless you have any deep philosophical input you want to throw out there.
Deep philosophical input. Not at this current moment.
Okay. Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to... Oh, I'm really excited. This is my favorite part. Welcome to Monday.
Dude, Mondays is just terrible. I hate Mondays. I really hate Mondays.
Everybody hates Monday, drunk man. But for a lot of people, Mondays we have off. So Scott has tomorrow off. I kind of have the same day I always do, but... All right, let's get this thing started.
Oh, yeah.
All right, and as always, the first thing I force y'all to listen to is a little bit of history, so Scott and I can feel like we've done our public service by educating you and entertaining you.
Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power. Yeah, that's... oh, no, I wasn't fast enough. Dang it. Where is it? Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. Just a minute. Oh, I can't find it. There was a perfect sound. Oh man, where is that at? What would I call that?
Well, when you find it, we can do a whole countdown, so it'll be the perfect.
What is that called? Knowledge is power.
The more you know.
Fail on my part. I labeled it very poorly. All right, so Scott and I are going to do a little bit of history. So let's evaluate or examine what happened today in history, February 18th.
Extra, extra! Read all about it! Life story of Playboy Penny! Extra, extra!
All right, and as I said in yesterday's show or the day before's show, people are actually taking this to their students at a school. So now there's a level of responsibility I didn't remotely foresee. So I'm slightly embarrassed, but we'll do our best. So the computer's pooped on me. Hold up, we're good.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. And as Scott
I hate it
knows,
when computers poop on you.
They do. And as Scott knows, I'm asking my computer to do a lot at the same time, and it's very underpowered.
It is an older model. It could use an upgrade. Hint, hint. Wink, wink.
Exactly. Oh, that'll come up in our shout outs. So I'm trying to track that down.
It's the hold music. Hold music.
Very convenient it worked. All right, today, February 18th, 1861, Civil War. Jefferson Davis is inaugurated as a president of the Confederate States. Davis had been a member of the U.S. Senate and previously served as a Secretary of War.
Oh, man, that Jefferson Davis.
That spry little man.
Oh, man.
I don't know his physique. February 18th, 1965. No American would know this. February 18th, 1930, Pluto, the dwarf planet Pluto, is discovered by Clyde Tombaugh at the Lowell Observation in Arizona.
Viva Pluto! Pluto forever! It's a planet! It's a planet! It's a planet! You can revoke its status all you want. It's a planet.
Yeah, those of us that learned it as children, that before the revocation, I can't unlearn that. What was I going to say? Oh,
Celestial dwarf.
Celestial. That's funny because one of the DJs at K-Rock, his username on Twitter is Clyde Tombaugh, and I never got that joke. So I learned a little something here today. Gregorian. Oh, this is interesting. February 18th, 1753. The Gregorian calendar is adopted by Sweden. That's ironic on two fronts. Those of you Christians, and what's like the whole thing with like Christianity and the Druids and Easter and all that falling around a cycle of the moon, and that it kind of kills the argument of Christianity. And do you know what I'm talking about? That just got really deep.
I do know what you're talking about. I just can't for the life of me figure out how to explain it.
Yeah. Disregard. Moving on. Today, February 18th, 1685, French explorer Robert de La Salle established the first settlement in Texas. And for those of you that know the Texans, they are damn proud of their state.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
Yeah. I had a friend, his wife was giving birth when I was in the Army. We lived in North Carolina. And he had his friends from Texas ship him dirt in a Ziploc. So in the hospital, under her bed she was giving birth on, he poured dirt on the floor so his son could be born over Texas soil.
Oh my God.
And he wasn't joking. He was dead serious.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's kind of a cool loyalty. I got to give him that.
It sure is something.
Yeah, it's something.
Bless his heart.
God. Oh, okay. Born today, February 18th, 1968, American actress, part of the Brat Pack. Any idea who this could be when I said actress?
I have a couple of guesses.
Let's hear them. Make this a little trivia.
Molly Ringwald.
And done. You win.
I thought so.
Yeah,
I thought so.
Who is the other one? Allie. She's the only other.
Ally Sheedy.
She's the only girl in the Brat Pack, right? I can't think of the other female.
Molly Ringwald, Ally Sheedy.
I can't believe I thought of Ally Sheedy. Oh, that's so. Yeah. Anyway, born today, February 18th, 1968, American actress, part of the Brat Pack films. 16 Candles, haven't seen it. Breakfast Club, I have seen. Pretty in Pink, I've seen part of. Back in the 80s, she was. I don't know. Do we have a comparable actress?
She was the bee's knees.
She was the bee's knees. Another rapper born recently, the other day was Ice-T. Today, born February 18th, 1965, American rapper, record producer, not cop killer. He helped popularize gangsta, S-T-A apostrophe, hip-hop, and West Coast G-funk. That's a tall white boy from Idaho saying all that. Dr. Dre, born.
Snap.
Do you know his real name? I didn't know this.
I don't actually.
Andre Rommel Young. Yeah.
I gotta be honest. I feel like that name's kind of cooler.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't.
I mean, Dr. Dre is cool. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But like that right there, that's a distinct name.
Yes, that's very. Yeah, it sounds like some English gentleman scholar that owns a ranch with side saddle riding horses.
Whoever it is, it sounds like it's like they got that. Oh, I can't say it.
Is this the?
It's a certain type of energy, if you will.
Gotcha. Okay. Today born, good movie birth today. Born February 18th, 1964, American actor, film in My Bodyguard, Rumblefish, and Drugstore Cowboy. Those are really obscure references. Matt Dillon.
Oh, wow.
I remember him from Something About Mary with the big fake teeth.
Oh, yeah. Matt Dillon. He's something else, too.
He is.
He's one of those actors. He's got some really good movies and some really good roles, and some movies where you go, "Oh boy."
Yeah, somebody needed their mortgage paid that month.
Yeah.
What was
somebody bet a little too much on the ponies?
What was the ensemble? Was it Crash, where he played Pop? I thought he was really good in that. I haven't seen that for a long time. Yeah, that was one of the ones he was good at, like astonishing in. Born Today. So many things to be said about this man. What? American actor, film, Saturday Night Fever. That was a good impression once you realize who this is. What?
Oh, boy.
Night Fever, Grease, Urban Cowboy, Pulp Fiction. What? TV, Welcome Back, Kotter. Born Today, February...
Is it John Travolta?
What? Yeah. Born February 18th, 1954, John Travolta, who has finally accepted the fact we all knew he wears a hairpiece and gone bald.
Travolta.
He needs to go visit Bosley.com.
He should.
Not JeffBosley.com. I do not offer hair transplantation.
Yeah, I would be amazed if you did.
It's not that hard looking, to be honest with you.
All right. Let's we don't need to discuss this.
Yeah. And anything else of knowledge or entertainment. Those are all just the births. Oh, okay. Here's a good one. Died today, February 18th. Well, it's not good he died, but died February 18th, 1564. Italian Renaissance artist. His works include the marble sculpture of David, the little pointy one, on the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel in the Vatican. Michelangelo, I'll say this wrong, Buonarroti? I never knew that. Did you?
Yeah.
I'm a bad American.
Well, these things happen.
This is for me and everybody. Died today also, February 18th, 1546.
Some culture.
German religious reformer. His stand on the Bible led to the formation of the Lutheran Church. Can you imagine what his last name was? He was excommunicated from the Roman Catholic Church, of which I'm a member of, so I'm sorry for all you Lutherans.
This Martin Luther?
This be the man.
Oh my
Martin
goodness.
Luther. Oh, I gotta turn mute on my notifications.
Yes, I heard that in my ears.
My bad. Oh,
it's
and for you Southern race car drivers, died today, February 18th, 2001, American Hall of Fame race car driver known as the Intimidator for his aggressive driving style. I didn't know there was any other kind. He died in a last lap crash. Oh, shit. 2001 Daytona 500. Dale Earnhardt, Sr.
Ooh, I forgot that dude.
Yeah.
Went out like that.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
I had never seen until I lived in the South. The stereotype is true. How passionate NASCAR is.
NASCAR is a big deal.
It is a religion, and those stadiums hold almost upwards of a population of a city. Like I remember always comparing it to my hometown in Idaho, which the population is around like maybe 67, 70,000, and this one stadium held like 80,000. I was stupefied by it.
That's insane. That's so many people.
Yeah. Moving on. Anything educational? No, we'll end on this. German-born religious leader, 138th Pope. He was the first German Pope. Gregory V died today, February 18th. 999. Just before the 1,000 mark.
Wow.
So close, yet so far away.
Goodness. Almost made the millennium.
So that was Today in History. All right, and for those of you who've been part of the show before, now that Scott's here, this will be nice to have him because I don't just ramble, but we're going to look, even though it's a little premature, at this weekend's box office so we can all decide and figure out where we spent and possibly wasted our money.
Woo! Wow.
All
Nice
right,
poll.
bringing it back. For those of you who don't know, that is, I can't actually say what that's from, just on the off chance the cease and desist people are listening.
Indeed.
But it's back in the day and it has the word box office because we're talking about the box office.
Yeah, the box office somewhere in the home
In
arena.
the home, somewhere like that, with an acronym. All right, so I'll hammer out the first 20. Today I'll go 21 through 10, and then 10 through 1 with a little bit more depth and in-depth discussion. Number 21, the Oscar, one of the top Oscar contenders, Vice, of which I was in for 5 seconds. Christian Bale. Have you seen it yet? I haven't even seen it.
I did see it.
Was it good?
I liked it.
Was it? Yeah,
I liked it.
I mean, it was a good follow-up to the housing crisis.
Big Short.
Yeah.
That was also great.
Yeah. How long was I in Vice? Like 2 seconds, right?
Oh yeah, you're in it for like. You could.
Do I have
I thought
did my
it
line
was pretty
stay in?
easy for me to see that it was you.
Did my
Like,
line stay in?
I'll say that.
I spoke? Like they...
Oh God, you know what? I'm not sure. I feel like
I should watch
if
my
you
movie.
spoke, it was probably masked by something else.
Mother... anyway. Number 20, The Favorite. I don't even know what that is. Do you?
Oh yeah, that
What's
movie's
that?
wild.
Have you seen it?
Yeah,
Dang, okay.
it's wild.
I haven't even heard of it.
It's like Emma Stone and Rachel Wise, and I forget the other actress, but it's like Victorian times kind of, and it's just it's ridiculous, but it's kind of great.
Okay. Number 19, Escape Room. Number 18, still holding it in the top 20, A Star is Born. What's his butt didn't get any Oscar nominations, did he? Like, not one.
I don't think he did.
That's crazy. Jealous, but that he deserves it. Number 17, still in there, Bohemian Rhapsody. 16, Dog's Way Home. 15, Ralph Breaks the Internet. 14, Ms. Bala. 12, They Shall Not Grow Old. 13, They Shall Not Grow Old. 12.
Oh,
Do you know what that is?
That's supposed to be good. Yeah.
Is it like an arty? I mean, only
It's it's like Peter Jackson and co. They retouched and colorized a bunch of World War II footage as a documentary.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good to know. 12, Aquaman. I foresee that thing dropping out fast though. For some reason, it killed the world, and now it's just gonna go away.
I don't know, man. It was cleaning up pretty good.
Yeah, it took all the money, so it has no need to hang out any longer.
It's true.
Number 11, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I still need to see. I'm really.
Oh God, it's so good.
Yeah, I know. I need to see it. Another movie I need to see now that we're in the top 10, Green Book, Viggo Mortensen and a gentleman whose name I forget. It looks
is that the one with Mahershala Ali?
Yeah, that one. Yeah, Viggo Mortensen's like his driver, protector.
Yeah, that looked really good. I need to see that one.
And it's proof in the pudding that for those non-big blockbuster explosion movies, it sucks because they don't get any recognition, they don't get seen, they don't make any money, and sometimes they're better. And I mean, that's coming from a guy that likes Marvel movies where everything just blows up. So
I like a good action movie now and again, but I need a good like story and a good like character and heart to the movie.
Well, what you need to go see is when it comes out is go see Hobbs and Shaw. That'll be good for your story.
Yeah, there you go.
See, you saw that. I sold it. So number 10, Green Book. Number 9, The Prodigy. Have you seen this?
I have seen the trailer for it. It looks like one of those horror movies that I'm gonna see it.
Yeah,
I'm definitely gonna see it.
Our buddy Austin posted something, and his assessment was spot on. It's horror movie blue balls.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
I went with Brianna, and we both like horror movies, and I won't ruin it, but it had potential, like the concept. But yeah, it definitely. I think they're just kind of like halfway through the writing process. They're like, we're tired.
We're tired.
Let's just wrap it up.
We're done doing this.
It was like Seinfeld when it ended. You're just kind of like, oh, okay, that's that. Moving on.
It's over.
Yeah.
Get a new show.
Yeah. Wait till it's out on something for free.
All right.
Glass. I still need to see that but I haven't seen the sequel to that, or the second
which
in that
one?
trilogy. Glass.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
I can't not
That's
watch
good.
the other one first. Number 7, The Upside. 6, Cold Pursuit. I don't even know what that is. Cold Pursuit. Number 5. Yeah, number 5, Happy Death Day to You.
Oh, that's a sequel.
Yeah,
and it's supposed to be good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've seen all the billboards around LA. 4, What Men Want. Number 3, Isn't It Romantic? And top 2, The Lego Movie 2. Subtitle, The Second Part.
Yep.
Those crush, man. You make a movie that it can make it. Parent has to take their kid. That's automatically 2 ticket sales for 1 visit. So, kids.
It does look fun though.
Yeah, it does for sure. Number 1, which I've actually heard really poor reviews on, was Alita, Battle Angel. I've heard not good about that. I wanted.
I'm seeing that Thursday night with Aaron.
Yeah.
And
our friend Austin wasn't happy. It didn't sound like.
I'm not thrilled about it. It looks like it's gonna have some problems. I anticipate a certain amount of specific problems.
Yeah. Based on what Austin put, I think the same thing.
Yeah, but I'm gonna see it Thursday, so I can give a review after that.
We'll do that. Yeah, because we don't have to have both seen it. So. And okay, well, that was it. We hammered it out. That was the weekend box office. All right, and quick little. People are going to start calling this sponsorship, but it's just not. I got to say thank you and a shout out to people that are literally and metaphorically making this show happen. Shout, let it all out. These are the shears that we shear about. I need to edit out that shear part because I'm sure it's part of the sound clip that makes it make sense. But anyway, I just seriously want to do a huge quick shout out to America Supply Co. All the people that are asking, yes, the shirts are going to be available probably this week. I had the prototype one, and it's cool. I can't believe I actually walked around a gym with a shirt with a logo of mine on it. Designed by RF Scott Imagery.
Nice.
Yeah, I've worked together with her since lived in Colorado. So all that gear's coming out. There's going to be hats or shirts. Fans can help design ideas. And another huge shout out. You know who you are when you listen. I want to keep her name anonymous, but she helped get all the equipment and the apps to kind of upgrade the show to another level. So you know who you are, and it means a lot. So thank you much. That was pretty much, unless Scott has somebody you want to thank. Like, do you want to?
Yes, I have a shout out to every single person listening to the show just in general, because you're the people who are listening to us babble on about all kinds of nonsense, and we hope that we're being entertaining.
There we go. All right, so that was our quick shout out. Thanks, everyone. All right, and as we kind of polish this artistic podcast of a turd, a segment we're bringing in is lessons learned. Particularly, it's going to be on Mondays because it seems like, a weekend you have 48 hours to have things go good, bad, right, wrong.
Sure.
And, sometimes the lessons are very big and provocative and life-changing. And for today, though, the other extreme is lessons that are pretty trivial, but somebody could learn from us. So today... It's sad. Today we're going to discuss what Scott and I learned this weekend.
You, all right? I learned it by watching you.
I love watching your reaction. Because right now it's fresh. You haven't heard these, and now sooner or later you'll be sick of them. So this is a segment, like I said, we're going to do our little lessons learned and pass on our little gems of knowledge. And I'll let the visitor go first. So Scott learned some stuff this weekend.
Yeah, I would say it's a life lesson that in general I feel you probably as a person learn over and over again. But you still got to say it. Procrastination, folks. Let's not procrastinate. Like, for example,
what brings this up, Scott?
For example, if let's say, something is bothering you even just a little bit and you're like, you know what? I'll take care of that later. You're going to keep doing that over and over again until it finally does bother you enough that you go, oh man, my toilet is disgusting. I need to get in there with like a scrub brush and some bleach.
Maintenance is always
what
easier.
What the hell? How did this happen? How did it get this far? Because I kept saying, I'll clean it next time.
Yep. Well, my thing is because now I live alone, and it will take an act of God for somebody to ever see my home because I'm embarrassed by its size. Yeah, toilet cleaning is 1,000% on me. There's no, like, if you have the risk of somebody coming over, you're like, oh, I got to keep my my poop together. No pun intended, but yeah, you have the chance somebody can see how gross you can be as a human, because we can be pretty gross. Men especially, we're gross. We're just gross.
And we don't even mean to be. That's
yeah, exactly. But yeah, if there's no forced accountability, and not to be gross, but why are toilets white? Like that's the
I don't
worst.
know.
Like,
it makes zero sense to me.
it's one of the worst designs ever to hide. It's like having a white car in rainy Georgia. Your car is always going to be gross and covered in mud.
It's always going to look a little gross.
All right. Okay. Well, thanks, Scott. Procrastination leads to dirty toilets.
Yes, it does. It definitely does.
So
knowledge is power.
I'm going to be that DJ. Well, mine is equally as trivial and non-consequential when it comes to people out there trying to, find cures for cancer. I learned if you polish your boots well, if you're a boot polisher, for me, it obviously comes from the Army, but I went and did a photo shoot, the Jack Reacher one I did up in the mountains, and my boots were covered in mud, and because I had a good polish on them, hosed right off, and they're safe and clean. So back in the days, nobody does this anymore. Polish your boots. You take care of them, they'll take care of you. These boots are easily 10 years old. So that's as deep as my lesson learned goes today.
Always be prepared.
So because I took so much time off of the show, I normally have like my note app, and I have like show notes and ideas just so when I have them throughout the day, I jot it down. So it's kind of scarce, but now that the neurons are up and firing for the show, and now that they're making clothing, I kind of have to contribute a lot more. So that
gotta come up with some more catchphrases.
Oh yeah, I know for sure. I don't know. Knowledge is power is a good one. So that's that. Sad, but hopefully you learn to clean your toilet and polish your boots. And both could it could both be some sort of weird euphemism. All right. Moving on. I know I start every segment with "so we're all right." It's really really annoying.
There's better ways to segue. We'll have to work on these segues.
My segues are the Daniel Tosh of podcasts. They just
all right.
Very very painful, and you're just like, oh, you're taking that. It's happening.
It's like, oh, this just happened. Yeah. Okay. I had no say in this. Yeah. It just happened to me.
For those of you who don't know, Daniel Tosh, I almost listen to his stand up every morning on the way to the gym. And his, what is it called? Non sequitur? Is that what that means? Like when it's just...
Yeah, non sequitur.
Yeah. His comedy has and he actually makes jokes within the jokes about how his comedy doesn't connect. And it's very disjointed. But that's that. That's the Daniel Tosh reference. That brings us to this segment. Scott and I are now testing out today. It's called Guilty Pleasures. Where we're going to admit or confess some sort of guilty pleasure. It can be something physical, spiritual, entertainment, anything and everything goes. So it's now Scott and I's homework throughout the days or the week as we record to jot down moments where you're like, oh, God, if somebody actually saw me do this, and not too gross, you wouldn't want anybody to know about it.
Yeah.
Everybody poops. But so that brings us to our... Sorry. That brings us to today's segment, Guilty Pleasures.
How embarrassing. How embarrassing.
That's great. That's a good one.
I'm proud of that one.
Well done. Well done.
Thank you. You're getting your money's worth, folks. So do you want to start or do you want me to start?
We're gonna you start.
Okay,
I started.
Yeah, you did. Today's topic we're going to do is movies. It can either be a specific one or even a genre. But I referenced this on an Instagram story the other day. I was auditioning for this is actually brilliant, Scott, you'll love this. Did I sign an NDA? No. Okay, I did not. So it's a play on the cliche, like Hallmark Christmas movies that are just churned out, in the holiday season. Like if you have the Hallmark Channel, there's new Christmas movies all the time. They're always casting, they're always making them. But the play on this one, I think, I won't give away the title of the film, but it's basically about these two women that watch these Christmas movies, and they're all idealized, kind of like soap opera, that stereotype, like they're just obsessed with these Christmas movies. And then I can't remember the plot twist, but somehow they end up in one of the Christmas movies, like kind of a la Matrix-ish. Yes. So it's like this hyper reality of like they're real people living in this hyper reality where everybody's perfect, and like the guy I auditioned for, everything he says is perfect. He's the perfect guy. But oh my God. It's like just that it's like if 0 is neutral and normal, the performances outside of the two women are like at a 2. So they're just surreal enough. So like my whole audition piece, I had to be like, what can I do for you? No, I'm perfect. And so it bordered on, it was just this hyper reality where if you didn't know the plot, you would think I was just a really crappy actor.
You're like a Stepford husband.
Yeah, the perfect example. Yeah, so it was exactly like that. So
got it.
What brought that up is on the way there, I don't know if it's actors do this. It's not it's crazy, insane method actory thing, but I'll create a playlist for auditions that just kind of get me where I need to be. And I knew right what I was going to go to, the Love Actually soundtrack. And nice. That is my guilty pleasure. I'm not ashamed of it, but I guess it's a confessed guilty pleasure. This entire Christmas break, because I was mostly sick the entire time laying in bed, I probably watched Love Actually all round down to 15 times. Easy. In like 2 weeks. And the irony of it is, yeah, so it's not maybe the movie that's the guilty pleasure. It's the fact I watched it almost 15 times. That's the guilty confession.
That's the part. That's the part that's got me laughing.
Yeah, but the sick irony is I can be very jaded and bitter, and Scott knows me well enough that I'll harbor a lot of resentment in life. And the person that brought that to my life was my we were together at the time, but my at the time wife. She loved that movie, so she watched it every holiday. And so for some reason, I should hate it, and I don't watch it because I miss her or long for her, but I don't know why. For some reason, I can not associate her with it, whereas normally you'd be like, I can't watch that movie ever again. She's ruined it for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can watch the whole thing, and the only thing I'm like, oh, I remember. I almost said her name. I remember she liked it, but beyond that, I freaking love that movie, man. Damn. Like, I'm in love with Keira Knightley in that movie, even though she looks like she's 12, but she still looks that way now. Yeah. And then the fact Rick Grimes is in it as a sensitive little soft Brit.
Yep.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. I love it. I don't care. So yeah, that's my guilty confession. Not the movie.
Okay.
More the fact I watched it 15 times.
Love Actually.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, I've seen Love Actually a good number of times. It's got some nostalgia to it. It's got some good moments. It's fun.
It's not a crappy Christmas movie. Like to me, I think it happens over Christmas. Obviously. Yeah. But that's not like, I don't know. It's a Christmas movie. Obviously, I don't know. I'm biased.
My favorite sections are definitely the parts with Bill Nighy where he's like the aged rock star being all weird and ridiculous. He's perfect.
Brilliant. What a brilliant actor. Because it was funny because I knew of him, but I mostly knew him from my other, I don't want to say guilty pleasure, but like the Underworld series. Like, so to see him go from that to the washed out coke addict rock star, God, it was a beautiful performance.
He's a great actor. I love that dude.
All right. So Scott.
Guilty pleasures.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna give people a couple guilty pleasures.
It's like confession.
Movies specifically. One, Starship Troopers.
Ooh,
that movie is arguably bad. It's arguably terrible.
It's so bad it's good.
It's so bad it's good. It really is. And also, like, if you rewatch it now, like it's so weirdly topical.
Oh God, yeah.
It's kind of amazing. Yeah. And you're like, oh my God.
When did you watch it last?
Like all these years thinking, oh, this is like this garbage, ridiculous movie. And then you watch it like now in recent times and you're like, my God, this is a masterpiece.
Yeah. When was the last time you watched it recently?
I watched it like less than a month ago.
Same. Yeah. Probably on Netflix because they just got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah, because
oh
when I
my
watched
gosh.
it came out when I was junior high or high school, maybe. Yeah, you don't think there's any political undertones at all.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's so
It's
brilliant.
such a hard line. It's amazing. It's so bad and it's so good.
Have you seen any of the
So,
sequels?
No, I haven't. I've heard about them and I've been curious, but I'm also like, God, they
Yeah, it's hurts.
have to be the worst. Straight to DVD.
Oh yeah. Well, and I mean, to the actor's credit, you're like, the dude's like, I just want to be in movies. So, but Mr. Rico, I haven't seen him in anything other than these. So
Why not? Right? Why not?
yeah, it's one of my oh God, there's a line that the military we always said, oh, you want to live forever. We would always say that stupid thing in some prior to just a bunch of dumb guys going to do Green Beret crap, and that was
my
one of the things
God.
like, come on, you son of the, you want to live forever. And we're like, oh wow, if I die tonight on this mission in Iraq, and the last thing out of my mouth was a
Starship Troopers
Starship
line?
Troopers quote.
Oh my God.
I'll be at the pearly gates. I'll be like, no, you can't say that stuff before you come in here.
All right. And then I've got another one.
Yeah.
Which I got two more, and they're both movies in the same vein where they're so bad, but they're so bad to me that they're good again. One of them is Semi-Pro, which is the ill-fated Will Ferrell basketball movie.
Oh my God, I haven't even seen that. And
You got to track it down and watch it because I feel like you will feel the same way I do, where you watch it. Like the first time you watch this movie, you're like, you know what? This is kind of bad. And then like the more the movie goes on, you're just like tickled by how bad it is. Then you kind of fall in love with how bad it is.
Now, did they try? Like, was this the Will Ferrell vehicle, like trying to stay on the inertia?
I have no idea, but like the cast makes it hard to not want to see what they're doing because it's like it's Will Ferrell and it's Woody Harrelson and it's Andre 3000.
Right. Oh my God.
And it's like ridiculous, but really good at the same time. It's just because it's so bad.
Yeah. Well,
It's just like a ridiculous one-liners that's got some perfect ridiculous
Isn't it
one-liners.
like is it a Canadian basketball team or what's
Oh yeah, they're like in it's not Canadian. They're like I feel like it's in Michigan or something.
Yeah, like some
and they're
random
not
farm.
an official NBA team, but they're really trying hard to be. So they have to like qualify by the end of the last game. And
I like it.
It's insane. And Will Ferrell is like the one of the players and also the owner / manager of the basketball team.
Now I got to see it. Well, I think we talked about it offline, but like Sherlock Holmes and
Oh
Watson.
man,
Did
I
you see
finally
it?
saw that.
Is it?
Ugh.
Oh man.
It's not great.
Will, no.
Yeah, I don't know why they did that.
Maybe it's just one of those things where like when it gets to like such a unique type of comedy, like that could be said for Adam Sandler. Like they have their very set niche.
Yeah.
And it's not that they're bad at it, but if that niche is narrow, you can only bounce back and forth with different plots doing this, but you have to still do the same thing. So.
Yep.
God bless.
Yeah, but that movie, and then the last one, and I'll try to wrap it up quick. Strange Wilderness.
Ooh, I don't
if
even know
you've
what that is.
never seen Strange Wilderness, it is one of the Happy Madison movies.
Oh God.
And it's about like it's starring Steve Zahn and
I love him.
the rest of the
I have seen this.
usual
The newscaster,
Happy Madison crew, and yeah, they're like like a nature show.
The nature show, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a comedic nature show thing. And here's the thing: this movie is terrible. It is real bad. It's got like a few sparks of funny throughout, but it's mostly terrible.
Oh, and
However,
it has, what's his butt? The other funny guy, Jason. What's his name?
Oh, Justin Long.
Yeah, Justin Long.
But like, there's so much ridiculous shit throughout the movie that it kind of like saves it a little bit. But for me, it's my guilty pleasure because I could sit through that entire terrible movie just to get to like the last 5 minutes of the movie, where they're doing like a nature documentary featuring a shark, and it's the stupidest thing, but it's just like a shark swimming towards the screen and somebody making a stupid
Narrating.
laugh sound.
Yeah. So hold on, I remember the trailer.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I remember the trailer is actually quite funny. So again, poor
here's
podcasting.
The thing.
Go ahead.
When you watch the trailer, like it's in the trailer and it's funny in the trailer, but when you watch the movie, you forget about that part completely, and then it appears, and it just like, I nearly like wet myself laughing the first time I saw it.
Well, hey, leave it to Scott and I. We're gonna pitch shows that are probably 6 to 7, 8 years old. So here is the trailer for Strange Wilderness. Maybe. See if I got the audio set up right.
Over here we spot some South American gazelles. This gazelle is eating a flower. This lion is eating the gazelle, but he'll probably spit out the flower.
This is it? Our entire voiceover for our show on bears is written on a cocktail napkin?
Yeah, we wrote it last night at PJ Mahoney's.
That's great. Bears derive their name from a football team in Chicago. No, wrong. It is estimated that bears kill over 2 million salmon a year. Attacks by salmon on bears are much more rare. All right, that's got to be true, right? All right, let's go with that one. And this is Strange Wilderness.
We have sound speed now.
No matter how many sea lions are eaten each year by sharks, it never seems like enough.
The show sucks. 2 weeks from now, the show is canceled.
Thank you very much. We're not canceled yet. Hey, Junior, how about you? Fresh blood, you got any ideas? Yoo-hoo!
Oh, what? Sorry.
Dude, what is on your eyes?
Oh, man. I got these tattoos on my eyelids to make it look like when I was sleeping that people would think that I was awake.
That's Bigfoot. I know where he's hiding.
This is exactly what we needed.
Is that a thong you're wearing?
Yeah, I'm wearing a thong.
Sharks can only be found in 2 places on Earth, the northern and southern hemispheres. These sharks are attacking Nicole Richie. Yes, the shark is a... What the... Man, look at that thing's teeth.
Strange Wilderness.
Oh my God, I'm sweating and laughing so hard. So if you like,
all right, so that bit
like
with the shark is at the end of
Yeah,
the movie, and I
remember
promise you forget that it's coming.
Yeah.
And then when it happens, you're like, oh my God, this is great.
Yeah, for those of you who like stupid comedies, it's definitely, and it has like the entourage of entourages because it has Adam Sandler's crew. That always plays his best friends and the dummies. But then it has not Seth Rogen.
Justin Long, Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill, yeah. It's quite a comedy. Sucks it didn't do well, but I might watch it tonight, to be honest with you.
It's ridiculous and worth the watch because, like I said, it's terrible, but it's so worth watching.
Yeah. Cool. Well, that was Guilty Pleasures. The quantity of times I watched Love Actually and Scott's love of Starship Troopers, Strange Wilderness, and what was the other one?
It's the whole music. Whole music.
I legitimately forgot.
I did too. Huh. Anyway, moving on.
Oh, Semi-Pro. There we go.
Semi-Pro. And that was Guilty Pleasures. And because Scott and I, speaking of movies, horrible segue, but speaking of movies, Scott is a filmmaker. I act and dabble in filmmaking, producing, or whatever. Scott and I have a vested interest in what happens in this, I was going to say godforsaken, but that's a little strong, but in this godforsaken city. And the Oscars are coming up. So,
oh boy.
Yeah, so some stuff to talk about with the Oscars in today's Actor Chat.
Well, I'm an actor, right? So I got to keep my emotions right at the surface, you know?
That's that.
Yeah.
So it's actor chat because it's from the point of view of me. But what I want to talk about is anybody's seen, it's because of social media, it's everywhere on any meme or any splash ad. The Oscars earlier last week announced they were going to put editing, lighting, and cinematography air those awards during the commercial.
They put, I can't remember all 5, but it was 5 categories that they're going to put during the commercials that are frankly like some of the most crucial parts of filmmaking.
For sure.
But as I know you're going to say, because it's true, there's a category altogether that doesn't exist that should. Stunts.
Yeah, and so what happened was the Oscars announced they're going to put this, for those who don't know, the Oscars have always had to air various awards on the commercials. It's already a 9-hour long show, so it just was a process of elimination. But the problem is that, in my opinion, they're putting in so much work to the production, like all the musical numbers and all the bull crap. Like back in like the 20s and 30s, the Oscars, they just stood up, did their awards, left, and that was it. They didn't have all these numbers and the intros and all this banter and the funny, clever, crappy jokes in between. But it just got so long, they had to start throwing more during the commercials. And for some reason, they picked, for those of you listening that are in filmmaking, obviously there's no one more important category, but some of them are, obviously, if they didn't exist, the film literally can't exist. So you could get rid of crafty, I don't know, and a movie could still be made. Not like that's an award category, but that's my extreme example.
Yeah.
But if you don't have editing, which is creating the thing in editing,
literally making the movie.
Literally making the movie from the footage, or I want to say cinematography, which is the guy painting the picture with a camera and pressing record, not to trivialize it. If you didn't have those, the film would not exist. And then so filmmakers, to their credit, or the film community, and I want to say some pretty big names, were very, very, very vocal about how that was a bunch of bullcrap. And which was awesome, because the what does he call it? No, the Academy crapped their pants and said, okay, sorry, never mind. It's going to be aired during the awards thing. So great, cool. But now here's where I'm coming. So I don't know. I assume you're the same way, Scott. You agree that it's good that they reverse their decision. I mean, yeah. The Oscars, without the follow up to this rant, it's still a really long ceremony. Like I don't even know who's hosting it this year. Do you know?
Nobody.
What?
Nobody's hosting. Nobody. As I understand, there were several people that were going to host, and then each person that was going to host had
wasn't Hart going to, and then his
there's various controversies with each person that was going to, and then now nobody wants the job, so nobody's taking the job, so nobody's hosting.
I mean, I could respect that. I mean, that thing goes south, it's forever embedded in our memory. But yeah, so okay, wow, no host, and they're still running out of time.
I mean, that's last I heard. I could check right now. I was just looking. The categories that they were excluding were cinematography, film editing, live action short, and makeup and hairstyling. So live action short, and hair and makeup and hairstyling. I'm fine with the live action short one happening during commercial break because it's a short.
Yeah.
It's great that it's being at the Oscars, but.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is a lot of us, myself included, I don't have every category memorized. And there are, if you ever get on the Oscars website, or the Academy, it's probably on the Academy's website, or any website actually, and look at the amount of categories there are, there's probably things you didn't even know existed. Like there's best foreign film as a cartoon under 20 minutes in black and white. There's just some obscure categories. So not to trivialize it, but it's the nature of the beast. That's why football is always on, but lacrosse isn't. It's just the nature of entertainment and at the end of the day, money and all that crap. So it's cool they did that. But that brings me to part 2 of the rant. Is, for those who don't know, this is not the time I say literal and don't mean it like some people do. I do it myself. People have literally died making movies and TV shows performing stunts.
Yep.
Literally died. There was one on The Walking Dead. A woman was a stunt double for Mila Jovovich. She's not dead, but her neck is all jacked up, and she's an amputee now.
Resident Evil.
Yeah, on Resident Evil, she's an amputee. And the reason I'm passionate about it, I'm actually relatively objectively passionate about, because I kind of dabble in the perimeter of the stunt world, but I'm not of it so much. Like I've been hired for stunt roles here and there, but it's mostly because of my special skills in the military. I have stunt training, but it's not my pursuit per se. But as Scott knows, and Scott via me, I've become friends with some very, very substantial stunt people, not in a name droppy way, but I now have an intimate, like, outsider's view as to how important stunts are and how much work here's a perfect example. We bring back Fast and Furious. This was where it was fully painted for me how, if you take Fast and Furious, and I'm not trying to ruin movie for anybody, and let's just use Vin Diesel and all the main cast. If you subtract them from the shots where you actually see their face, not the back of their head, because that could be an extra, but where you actually see their face in a shot, and you get rid of that throughout the movie, what's left in that 2-hour movie, let's say, that 1 hour and 50 minutes is all stunts and what's called second unit. It's all basically they have to schedule and shoot based off, their lead actors. So if there's a car jumping off the side of the mountain, they're not going to schedule Vin Diesel to come in that day. It's senseless. So they have a stunt double. They obviously have all that stuff. And then the actors will do the acty stuff on other days. So movies, especially action movies, they're the second unit, which is like the stunts and all this stuff. Second unit is everything that is not the main actors. The main, that could be everything from cars and explosions to a shot where they have to see a hand grab a door handle. They didn't hire Vin Diesel to come in and open the door unless they grab the shot. But second to that is what a lot of people, they all assume, Fast and Furious, of course, they're stunt people and risking their lives and dying. But what's funny is everything has a stunt consultant. Sometimes they're really funny. Like I have a friend that just did a stunt where they had to actually run it through the stunt coordinator for her to fall to the ground, because by legal and liability and union definitions, it was a stunt. So they actually had to lay a pad down, rehearse her. I fall when I get out of bed. So, 90% of my day is a stunt. So there's stunts involved in everything. And then obviously the more dangerous and drastic ones are very life risking, and people have died. So I don't have a horse in this race, a dog in this fight, more other than just pure support. And it's funny because some big name, I don't even know who started, I'm not sure if you know, Scott, who started screaming about those categories going during commercials. I want to say big name filmmakers and directors.
A bunch of people were. One of them, notably Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
He posted about it. He said, I actually have it up.
Cool.
Now, he said, I would not presume to suggest what categories should occur during commercials on Oscars night, but please, cinematography and editing are at the very heart of our craft.
Yep.
They are not inherited from a theatrical or literary tradition. They are cinema itself.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, perfect. So obviously a lot of these big names went to bat for those categories, and it reversed the Academy's decision. But I've even gone to protests. I've gone to big community, what do you call it, what are those called when you all go, I always picture
rally?
Parks and Rec, where they go to the city hall stuff. I've gone to big city hall events.
Town hall.
Yeah, town hall. Thank you. I've gone to a bunch of town hall stuff with the stunt men and women at SAG-AFTRA building, and it's astonishing. They've done protests. They've done this. They've done that. But for whatever reason, big name stunt person or famous director, whatever, isn't back in their play, and the Academy still won't give them a category. Take any of the major, and that's the thing, is it's funny because now that movies like the Marvel movie that got recognition, Black Panther, now that movies that you wouldn't think would be in the on the radar, because they got a Golden Globe, didn't they, or are they nominated for an Academy Award?
I think they got nominated.
Okay, so movies like Black Panther and all these movies that you're like, okay, cliche stunt movies, now that those are actually getting recognition, it's there's a lot more weight to all these stunt people actually definitely deserving credit, because those movies wouldn't exist. Take Mad Max. That was where a lot happened, is if you get rid of the stunts in the new Mad Max movie, that movie doesn't exist.
Yep.
So if movies are getting recognized for, best picture or anything, they automatically, that movie need to be recognized, the things that help make that movie a movie, as much as lighting and cinematography, these movies. And then, Heath Ledger getting nominated for Batman, that movie couldn't have existed without stunts. You get rid of the stunts, that movie wouldn't have existed. Heath Ledger wouldn't have had the performance.
Somebody died during the Dark Knight's filming too.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh God, that's right. Yeah. So I challenge a statistic to be pulled where people, unless it's like some Hollywood drug overdose, no disrespect to Mr. Ledger, but like pull some statistic where people have literally died filmmaking, other than obscure random accidents, where these people are willing to, obviously if one person's died and people continue doing stunts, they inherently now know, wow, it is possible for me to die doing my job. It's not like they're going to war.
Oh yeah.
So they're still literally signing up going, it's not like if they're doing that stunt, quote unquote stunt, where they fall to the ground where they're like, oh, I might die today on set shooting Jane the Virgin. No, you might not. But there are stunts, especially the ones Scott and I know. These guys, they do. I know the Fast and Furious stunt crew. They're defying death, even though they do all the safety precautions. It's astonishing they're alive. And Scott probably knows this. These people, they're like bull riders. They're so broken. You can't do that to your body and be right. One of the guys I know, I think he's pushing 65 or 70, and he does a lot of the main driving for the Fast and Furious still, and he did a lot of the driving for Venom. He did a lot of the motorcycle stunts for Venom, and your body can't do that. And not even a little nod, like, hey, thanks guys, you helped make our movie good. So if you have any power on social media, I guess social media and the internet is almighty. You can post, stand up for stunts is the hashtag.
Stunts should definitely get a category.
Yeah, that blows my mind. Like, I actually can't think of any other category that doesn't have a category already. Like, is there I can't think of.
No, like Crafty, literally everything
Crafty
else
doesn't have one, I guess.
Crafty does not have one. True.
Those are the people.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Crafty doesn't need one.
Yeah, they're not part of the movie. They're part of what happens. That's like giving an award to Ford for being the vehicle that drove the equipment to the set.
Right.
Yeah, stunts. It blows my mind that they're still.
Stunt performers are very undervalued.
Yeah, so I have a lot of great friends that do it. A lot of them are very working, and just like actors, they're putting food on their table, hustling and praying, and then to add the level of, risk of being hurt or obviously in some cases dying. Dang it. They're not doing it for the award. That's what makes, I don't know, it kind of makes them the blue collar of filmmaking. They're just doing it because they love their work. But a little nod wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, a nod would be nice.
So
I think it's well deserved.
Yeah, we're pretty good on schedule. So with that being said, we'll wrap up a little bit of the acting Hollywood complaining.
Yeah.
So to wrap up, and we'll get a little bit of humor to the show, ending with a little bit of, if you get education out of this, it's a bonus. We're going to play a little bit of fan favorite, but by definition, it's the only game I play. Cowboy term or sex term.
Yeah!
All right, I'm going to have you tell me how to do all that peaky stuff and fix that. Glad y'all could hear that part of the show. So, cowboy term or sex term, for those who don't know, I'm going to give Scott a term, and it's either going to be a cowboy term, like a Western thing, or a sex term, pornographic, educational, or otherwise. And then before I tell him what it is or isn't, he's also got to give me what he thinks the definition would be, keeping it PG-13, which adds to the humor if it's a very pornographic sex term. And if it's ironically a cowboy term and he goes off this deep sexual perversion trail, it's even way more entertaining, because then you just find out he was completely wrong. And then you'll hear a sound effect that correlates with what the right answer is. So if it is a cowboy term, you will hear... And if it is a sex term, you're going to hear one of my most favorite games.
I'm bringing sexy back.
Ooh, so, yeah.
I love that game so much. That and, what was it? Quake.
Oh, yeah.
I loved Quake. Quake in the dorms. The LAN games and the dorms back in the day.
Woo.
I lived in the dorms. All right. Give me Scott, I'll let you pick, because the sites I'm using are alphabetical for both cowboy term and sex term. Give me a letter, and I'll do an alphabetical one today.
Okay. Q.
Oh, you dick. Is there enough? All right, we can make that happen. There's obviously options in both, but
I'm sure there are.
in the other one. So stand by the letter Q. And as I've said before in other shows, if I die, everyone please tell my mother this is for entertainment purposes only. This website I'm using, because it's pretty atrocious. Oh, there might not actually be any Qs. Hold up. I should have. This is what is called pre-production. Should have been done before we started recording.
Whoops.
L M M.
If not Q, then P.
If I weren't doing the work, I would also play hold music, but we're almost to Q. God dang, there's a lot of sex terms. Okay. Oh, good. These are good. All right. All right. We will do cowboy term or sex term. We'll do number 1. Cowboy term or sex term. Quirly. Quirley. Quirly.
What?
Yeah. Cowboy term or sex term.
Quirly?
Yeah.
The hell?
I didn't. It didn't sound like a word.
It doesn't. It sounds like a swirly, but
yeah. Quirly.
Quirly. I'm gonna go with sex term because it's just a weird word. Quirly. What would that mean? You know what? I'm gonna ride that swirly train of thought I had, and I'm gonna say it's like I don't know. Gosh, this is gonna be graphic. I have to choose my words carefully. Let's say if you were
I love this so much.
You were to get a swirly.
Okay.
Within
and by swirly to make sure we're on the same
nether regions.
Just a sec, so we're on the same page. Swirly is like when bullies will take something, turn you upside down, and put your head in a toilet and flush it.
Yes.
Okay, so that's our basis what you're using.
A swirly within your partner's nether regions.
Okay.
Or something. I don't know.
Some derivative thereof. So Scott says sex term and the sex version of a swirly. Is he right? Nope. It is.
Well, now I'm just gross.
Yeah. That's my favorite part of it. That's when I like you being wrong very grossly. Quirly means to roll your own cigarette.
What?
It's the website. It's got to be true.
My goodness. Internet.
So, yeah. All right, so moving on. There's actually some more for both categories than I thought there would be. What sucks is so many of them in the Q category of sex terms. You can imagine what a large chunk of them are. This is just going to be for entertainment value. I'm sure you'll already get it.
Oh, the anticipation is killing me.
I know. All right, so can't decide if I'm going to pump fake you or not pump fake. All right, Q. Cowboy term or sex term number 2. Quarterbacking. I'm worried I asked you this one in the past. Quarterbacking.
I feel like you might have. You may have.
But I don't recognize the definition. Yeah, I don't recognize this definition. Quarterbacking, like a quarterback in football, ing.
Oh boy. Okay, I'm going sex term. I'm going sex term for quarterbacking, and I'm gonna say it's probably some reference to the position of, like, you know, you're bent over behind somebody else, like you're trying to catch the football, but in this case it's sexual. So I don't know. You're either passing equipment or you're giving some equipment.
Picture painted. So Scott says sex term, and a pretty decent definition. Cowboy term or sex term.
I'm bringing sexy back.
He's right. It is a sex term. And I would have thought what you said. When this quarterback is taking a snap from the center, pretty much that, just sexually. But, you know, this website says when... Can I read all this? Okay. When defecating in a filthy toilet, one squats above the seat, so named as a person holding such a pose looks like a quarterback waiting for the snap. I don't know how that's sexual. It's just talking about using a dirty toilet.
Oh.
So yeah. I mean,
why is that quarterbacking?
I don't know. Like, it's to me that's just doing an air chair.
What the hell?
That's just using a gross public toilet where you just do the floating air chair.
Goodness.
Yeah. I mean, that's sorry. And lastly, okay, ooh, this one's good. Last number 3, quarterback, cowboy term or sex term, quim, Quim. Quim.
I mean, that sounds gross. Quim. The hell is a quim? I'm gonna quim you. No.
Exactly. Can you use it in a sentence?
I know. Yeah. Could you use it? Could you use it in a sentence? Is it something? Is it a verb? Is it a noun?
Is it a mineral?
Is it?
It is a noun. I'll help guide you.
It's a noun. Okay. A quim. Perhaps it's a piece of equipment. I'm gonna go cowboy term.
Okay.
And I have no idea, but I'm gonna say it's some kind of tool, probably used in like, I don't know, horseshoeing or rodeo.
All right. So Scott says cowboy term, and is it a cowboy term or a sex term?
I'm bringing sexy back.
It's a sex term. You're 1 for 3. It's okay. We all have our bad days. And it is simply a vagina.
What?
All right. You know
what slang is this?
Let's educate the world here. I'm going to look up quim. What's the word? What's it when you like quin origination? What is it when you're looking up the derivative of a word?
Yeah, I think it is the derivative or derivative. No, the origin.
A noun, plural, quims, vulgar slang, the female genitalia. That's on Wikipedia. So.
Well, I'll be damned.
But that's what a dictionary.
It's even in the dictionary.
That's what I was going to say. It's on dictionary.com. British. Back in the day. Oh, I could see that. Yeah, that's something that's very British.
1725
to
1735. Yep. All right. Okay.
I'll give the British that. That's definitely.
Oh, you know what? I've actually heard that. You mewling quim.
I think it was on. I've heard it in Snatch. Ironic choice of words, or Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. Like I can hear it be that Cockney thickness. Like yeah. I could see that. Yeah, we should have known that. But we're all a little bit smarter.
Wow, it's like a misogynistic insult.
Oh, for sure. Oh yeah, it's not something you call your mother.
Well, goodness gracious.
So yeah, that was cowboy term or sex term.
I will do better.
And this is getting to be a pretty good show. We're at 1 hour and 7 and wrapping it up.
Snap.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good. So anything you want to say, Scott, before I ramble?
I just want to say that I feel like it's important as we're recording this for Monday and today is Sunday, that while we are both working, it's important to find time for a little bit of relaxing on your weekend. So make sure you give yourself at least a couple hours to just relax and do nothing, or watch a show or something.
Yeah. I don't know. Good for you. I'll take that. It's a little late. I might watch Strange Wilderness, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah.
With that being said, as I'll try to get shorter and more brief, thank you everyone for your patronage, literally on patreon.com. What happened is people are either subscribing to the show as some sort of like monthly membership, now that the shows are free, you're basically just subscribing to the cause. Podcasts are soon to be no longer the Joe Rogan of entertainment. They're going to soon be, I firmly believe, the Netflix of entertainment. So Scott and I, we put an hour into this, and we do a lot of pre and post production. So we really appreciate your support, because you are literally helping it happen. And then also, we put on needs for the show on this Amazon wish list, and that's how we got the soundboard and the mixer and the mics, was just because of that wish list. So any way you've helped means a lot to us. Scott and I, as artists and filmmakers, that stuff is really hard, because those we put in a lot of free time, and because A, we enjoy it, but B, you're the end user. So you supporting us, supporting you, entertaining you, literally makes it happen. If it didn't exist, it'd be really hard. So
we really appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. And so when the shirts come out, that'll just further fund the cause. And there are days where when that Patreon paycheck hits the bank account, I can eat, which helps. So we really appreciate it. Feel free to always chime in on all the websites, and there's no way to not get a hold of me if you like segments, want different segments, or if you want some sort of dynamic for Scott and I to address. He's a creative guy, and I can follow the lead. Chime in, let us know. And in the meantime, I'm going to try to do this one better. It's Monday. Please enjoy your Monday. Thank you for listening, and go forth, conquer, kick ass, be relentless. Adios.